Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today, pretty excited because I finally have in the mail, and I would say finally, but like it took a very short amount of time actually, but I have a Selfie Series figure here in the mail. This is really cool. So I'm excited. I'm also cautiously nervous about how this is gonna have turned out. But basically, 2 weeks ago is when this launched during Hasbro Pulse Con 2022, and then 2 weeks ago I did that video where I went through the whole process of actually scanning my face and ordering one of these, or actually ordering two of these, because I ordered both of the Power Rangers options that they had, which are of course Mighty Morphin Red and Mighty Morphin Pink. Now I haven't had any updates on my Mighty Morphin Pink one, which I ordered only like 12 hours or so after the first one, but today I have the first one here. So this is exactly how it came from Hasbro Pulse. It took a really short amount of time. So when I ordered it, it had an estimated arrival date of November 14th, and I'm recording this right now on October 14th, or seeing this a couple of days later, because I hadn't planned on this being today's video, because I didn't think that this was going to come so soon. But yeah, a month early, which is pretty cool. But I haven't heard any updates on the Pink Ranger one, so that one's going to take its time, which is fine. But yeah, it shipped just like this. I'm not going to show the other side of the box because it has a ton of address labels and tracking information and stuff like that you don't want to see that. So as you can see, Perry written on the box was not done by Hasbro. That is the mailroom here at the dorms on my college campus, who wrote the last name on my box, because they write the last name on all of my boxes so they can find it in the mailroom. But as you can see here, it ships in a Hasbro product box. So the Selfie Series, I think that's the actual product number for the Mighty Morphin Red one specifically, is F3492. So I don't know. The Pink Ranger one might have a different one, but we'll see how that turns out. So basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to unbox this thing with the face cam, so I can see my live reaction to how the head scan turned out, and then we're going to move over to below the neon sign, which is where I do my actual like reviews, my product reviews kind of thing, and that's where I'm going to actually open it up and take a look at the figure and compare it and swap it and stuff like that. So, or swap the head around. So you get so you get a little cardboard insert at the top there, and then just carefully take this out. Oh, I completely failed. Boom. All right, so very nice box actually. I quite enjoy this. So here is the Selfie Series box. Very nice looks. We'll take a look at the box in closer detail over at that review station, but Hasbro Selfie Series, it says that there on the side as well. And on the other side, it shows the plastic-free packaging, only on Hasbro Pulse. And then, yeah, very, very nice. And on the back, it started with a selfie. Now, when you look inside this box, you'll find a customized, one-of-a-kind action figure of yourself. So very, very cool there. And at the top, it does have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo, which is pretty cool. And then it does have a barcode at the bottom, which I do believe would be unique for Mighty Morphin Red. So I'm a little scared, honestly. I'm a little nervous to see how this turned out. So I already had purchased, or I have purchased, it hasn't arrived yet. Hopefully it will arrive by the time the Pink Ranger one does, because I'm going to do a separate video for that one. But I did buy some 1/12 scaled 3D printed glasses, because those were not an option on the Selfie Series figures, and I really wanted it to be an option. But here we go. That's not too bad in my opinion. I think that looks like me to a reasonable degree. Interesting. So, I don't know if that was like the greatest reaction or not, but yeah, I mean, it really does need glasses. But I mean, if I like mentally Photoshop glasses onto it, but here it is. Here it is. So the hair looks a little bit better than I was expecting it to look. I mean, yeah, you definitely do see me in there to a degree, I think. This camera's terrible. We're definitely going to get that better view, but so yeah, there he is. So obviously, as you can see, plastic-free packaging. Ooh. I'm going to show the back off in a second, but then we have the plastic-free packaging. So yeah, obviously you can touch the figure completely in there. If you're curious, and I will compare it, it's the same thing. It's the same exact. This is the Wave 3 2019 release of Mighty Morphin Red. It's exactly that. But I really do like the box quite a bit. This nice glossiness on the Lightning Collection logo and on the Mighty Morphin Red thing there. And then of course you do have Tom Whalen artwork on there. It's very nice and glossy. I really do like that, and it continues there as well. So very similar Lightning Collection, Tom Whalen style, boxes that we had from 2019 through 2022. And on the back, you get this really nice render, very nice glossy render. The entire back is very glossy there at the top. I really like that of Mighty Morphin Red. I really like that a lot. So you can't see the accessories because they're like in a tissue paper, like underneath there. But that is the Hasbro Selfie Series Mighty Morphin Red, me as Mighty Morphin Red. So now let's go ahead and go over to the review station and take a closer look at this guy and everything that he comes with, and kind of just really take an in-depth look at how this turned out. Okay, so here is the Hasbro Selfie Series here in the review station here. So as you can see, if I can kind of reach it off camera here, it is virtually the same size, or like height-wise, as a regular Lightning Collection figure box. So there is the Target exclusive Ninja Yellow Ranger one to compare. They are a little bit, or it is like very slightly, I was going to say it was thicker, but it's really just the slipcase that is thicker. Yeah, I mean, it will line up on your shelf pretty much the same. It is width-wise like a little bit like longer, so there is that to consider. But height-wise and everything, it's got to pretty much match up pretty well. So here's that description that I read earlier in the video, and then every single one of these is going to have the same sort of general box. Like this, the outer slipcover thing, which I do like. I do like this a lot. We saw this back in May when the Selfie Series first leaked on Hasbro Pulse, kind of what we would be getting with that. But of course, let me see. This, I probably angled it correctly. There he is. There is a closer look at my Selfie Series figure. Let's just get a good look there. So I'm going to put a picture right here of me without my glasses on. And now you do got to keep in mind that my hair is still blonde right now from when I dyed it purple back in April, because I bleached my hair to do that. So my natural hair color is brown. So if you've never seen any videos from before April 2022, you would probably not know that. So that's why I went with the brown on there. So taking that into consideration, I think it does look like me, like genuinely. And like I said earlier in the video, I bought little 1/12 scale glasses. I think I said this earlier in the video, that I'm going to try to attach onto these and see how it turns out. But honestly, I am impressed with this. For what this is, this was $60 on the one that I ordered. For now, $80 probably at the time you're seeing this, or eventually it will be that. I don't think it's like the worst possible thing in the world. But let's go ahead and take a look at the actual box, which I did kind of look at earlier. But Power Rangers Lightning Collection, which is why I bought this, because anything branded Power Rangers Lightning Collection, I must buy. And then it says Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, Tom Whalen's artwork, F3492, the product number, Tom Whalen artwork on the back there on the side, and then it says Mighty Morphin Red Ranger there. It's kind of the Selfie Series aspects to the box. And you kind of get that same blue effect there. And a very similar side kind of thing you would see on a typical Lightning box, so like the Mighty Morphin Red there and the logo. Now everything Mighty Morphin Red and blue here is glossy, and the Lightning Collection logo is sort of glossy. And then on the back, you get this really cool artwork of Mighty Morphin Red. I really do quite dig that quite a bit. I like it a lot. So then, of course, you get all the safety stuff there and all that kind of stuff. And then that barcode, because I do think that these are unique per which version you choose from the 14. And then you have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers up there. So as you can see, plastic-free packaging. I can just straight up just touch the figure in there. But, I'm sure a lot of people are going to use this as a display piece and not necessarily open it. I'm definitely opening this, though. So let's go ahead and get into it. So no tape on there or anything like that. It just opens right up on that flap up there. So there's that. I do want to carefully take the tray out. There we go. Because of that big window. And then is there a safety paper? Yeah, there's one of those typical Hasbro safety papers in there. And here we go. So yeah, I mean, he's just kind of chilling in there. And here is all the accessories. So you do get them in a Hasbro, I was going to say like patented Hasbro tissue bag, but that is a stupid thing to say, because it's not. It's just a tissue bag. It's not even a bag. It's just a piece of tissue paper. So I just cut that a little bit there. I don't think that did anything. So we'll just rip it. So, oh, you do get an effect piece. I didn't know you got the effect piece. I thought you just got the weapons and that was it. But yeah, no, you get an effect piece with this. That's pretty cool. So it's the same one that you got with regular Mighty Morphin Red from Wave 3. But you do get the Power Sword, which is also the same. I have like 100 of these ones at this point, and then I have about 1 billion of the Blade Blaster in blaster mode, so nothing too exciting there whatsoever. And then as you can see, it's just the same figure from Wave 3. It still has pins and everything, because we haven't gotten a pinless Mighty Morphin Red, but it's the exactly what you think it would be. So trying to see, probably would be more wise to just like untie the strings of there, or the twine, but I am going to cut it. Cut the arm a little bit here, and that's probably good enough to slide it out. There we go. Actually, we'll just leave that back there. It's kind of the backdrop. So here he is. So obviously it is just the Mighty Morphin Red body. So here's the head in much closer detail. And once again, there's a picture of me without glasses, so you can kind of, I mean, in my personal opinion, which is I guess the one that matters the most here, I really do see a likeness to me with this figure. But you know, some people might say it doesn't really look like me, but I really do see it. It's pretty tight on there. And they do, oh wow, that came off super easily. So it can come off the joint. Now in the Hasbro Selfie Series FAQs, they recommend not swapping heads because of the material that these are on, kind of being a 3D printed material and everything. But I'm going to be honest here. This feels virtually completely identical to the regular kind of civilian head sculpt plastic that they use. It doesn't feel more brittle necessarily. I mean, maybe a little bit. The like regular mass-produced ones probably feel a little bit more like rubbery, and this definitely kind of feels a little bit more plasticky. Like I don't want to like, I'm not going to like, you know, clench it in my fist like that and try to snap it or anything. But I mean, did they get the bags under my eyes a little bit from me being perpetually tired? That'd be kind of cool. But like, I don't know. I mean, it does look like me. This is so weird. This is so bizarre. Like, it's this really kind of strange... See, here's the thing. Like, regular mass-produced Hasbro head sculpts don't necessarily always look like the people they're supposed to be. But if you told me that, like, somebody at Hasbro, you know, made a Lightning Collection figure of me, and that this was the head sculpt they produced, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. So, you know, like, for that... Because, like, a lot of Lightning Collection head sculpts, it's really dependent on the angle that you're looking at. And I really do... Oh, that was a weird thing to be like, ooh, hello. But that is quite interesting to me. So, let me bring in some other figures. So I brought in two of my all-time favorite Power Rangers, Dino Thunder White and Zeo Gold. Wow, I haven't taken the helmet off this in a minute. So let's see. Oh wow, that popped on really nicely. So there I am as Dino Thunder White, which is pretty sweet in my opinion. And then I can kind of have me hold the helmet, or I've never really been good at holding. I kind of like to put the hand sort of in the helmet, so it's, oh, well, that's not going to work, but... So there I am as Dino Thunder White. So, I mean, it swaps really nicely, so... Wow, that's so... It's just such... It's really uncanny, honestly, to kind of just look at this and be like, yeah, that does kind of look like me. I mean, really with the glasses, I really think it will add to it. And I did a more wacky facial expression for my Pink Ranger one, so... But, like, yeah, I mean... They say to not do it, but like that felt more safe than some of the actual Lightning Collection head sculpts. Like I like that felt a little bit more difficult to put the actual helmet back on Dino Thunder White than it did to swap the Selfie Series head. So like, I think it's worth the risk. I get why they're saying to not do it, just because, you know, they don't want people trying to do that constantly and then breaking the neck joints. But like, it swaps on there pretty good. And there I am as Zeo Gold, so that is pretty sweet. And I kind of just bow the legs there so you can kind of stand. But like, wow. If we finally ever get Dino Charge Silver, which is probably, it might be my all-time favorite Ranger suit design, if not definitely my top 3. I would love to swap the head on there for that. But like, Mighty Morphin Red is also one of my all-time favorite Ranger designs, so I do not mind having that be the figure that this is kind of married to. But like, that is so cool, man. That is really, really cool. Like, I think this is worth the $60. I really do. I just wish it had glasses options from the get-go, but like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and take that off. But yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it like absolutely constantly, but I think you could get away with it. I really do. With swapping it. So I do want to show off, of course, here is Mighty Morphin Red. This is the Wave 3 version of Mighty Morphin Red from 2019. So we'll go ahead and put, I'm curious how difficult it would be to put it back on. Okay, so that was really easy actually to get it back on there, and it definitely feels a lot looser on there now, so you can kind of get the full articulation out of me. So then we can go ahead and grab the Blade Blaster and kind of holster that there. You get the same, like, regular hands you got. You don't get the swappable hands or anything like that, but you just get exactly what you had gotten with the original Mighty Morphin Red. So there is that, which I'm just really not standing figures up very nicely today whatsoever. But there's that, and then there is the Wave 3 version for 2019. So they are the exact same figure, 100%. Although I will say that I feel like this one, my original one, had these little paint QC problems with the little paint on the white diamonds, and I think honestly my Selfie Series one has a much nicer paint application to it. Like the QC actually sort of exists on this one compared to this one. But you do not get the helmet, which in this case I don't mind because that helmet is terrible. If it had the improved helmet from the Color Swap 2-pack, that would be really nice, but I was never expecting that. But yeah, you get the effect piece, you get the sword, you get the Blade Blaster, and that is my Hasbro Selfie Series figure from Mighty Morphin Red. Hey, so I'm throwing this into the end of the video here kind of randomly because I was showing some of my friends on Twitter. Oop, there goes that. But I was showing some of my friends on Twitter the head, and people asked if it could fit on the Ninjetti Phantom Ranger joint, the new neck joint that we have here, which is different from the kind of socket joints that we have on the other older figures, because now there's kind of that ball joint in there. And yeah, it absolutely does fit in there, which is really, really cool. Let me try to carefully take that off, and there goes my actual head. But this is the new joint I was talking about, the one where the ball joint is kind of there on the neck. As you can see, the two different neck joints. So yes, it does work on both of them. I just thought Phantom's helmet was really hard to take off, but I was able to do it eventually. And yes, it does fit if you want to swap onto that. But once again, just be careful, because Hasbro does technically say not to do it. But yes, it does work. So I cannot wait until we get to my Mighty Morphin Pink one here, which is me. This is me in more of a kind of just generic, I guess, serious face, or just kind of static face. And I did a more goofier one for my Mighty Morphin Pink one. So basically, I'm going to do a follow-up video when the Mighty Morphin Pink one arrives, and hopefully by that point, I will have glasses to attach to these figures, because I really do want to see how that turns out. That's going to do it. So until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And please let me know down in the comments below, are you going to get a Hasbro Selfie Series figure? And if you have, has it already arrived? And what do you think of the outcome of it? And yeah, that's all I got. So I will see you all next time.